Okay, so today I'm going to show you 3 tools that will make you an absolute beast as an AI builder. I should actually say 4 tools because Claude's involved, but Claude's involved with everything I do, so I didn't feel like I had to spell that out. So the reason I made this video is because I've changed the way I build lately. My entire stack, I guess I should say like my most common stack, has changed from kind of the more workflow-based tools like Make and 8N to more of honestly like a coding approach, and dare I say a vibe coding approach. But there's a very specific way that I set these tools up to where I feel like it's not only extremely efficient, but extremely powerful, because the end result is that I'm creating, like industry grade software, but it's very customized. It's very specific to the folks that I'm working with. So I'm going to show you these 3 tools, but I'm also kind of going to show you how they all fit together, which I think is the most powerful part of this stack. I should call out, if you haven't seen my video on creating Claude projects, highly recommend watching that because the two fit together very seamlessly. Once you have these integrations set up, the best way to work with them is using those Claude projects. So the 3 tools are GitHub, Vercel, and Supabase. And they're all connected to Claude via MCP servers. So really today, I'm just going to show you how to set them up. But the end result of this is that you can build anything. You can build any kind of software, because essentially what you're doing is Claude is connected directly to GitHub. And I should say this is Claude Desktop. I don't know of a way to connect GitHub through the cloud to Claude. It has to be through Claude Desktop. So I'm going to show you how to set that up. But once you have Claude Desktop open, it can directly integrate with GitHub, and it can reference all of your repos. It can create repos, and then it can push code, edit code to those repos. And a little bit of configuration needed, but you can set up, you can essentially deploy a project from GitHub to Vercel very easily. And then Claude can access Vercel, and I just give it read-only access so that it can check on deployments, see how things are going, and then most importantly, read the logs. So it can actually see what went wrong with deployments and then troubleshoot anything that went wrong. And that creates this feedback loop that is extremely powerful, because essentially that means I don't ever have to copy paste. Claude can deploy code, see how the deployment ran in Vercel, and then make any new changes that needs and just push another version of the code. And I'm barely doing anything. I'm saying, hey, that broke, or looking at this UI, this looks wrong. So I'm not doing much, but essentially that is how I have everything set up. So what I'm going to do is quickly just show you how to get this set up. The first setup that I'll show you is extremely simple. If you click on this plus icon in Claude and you click connectors, you can click manage connectors here. And if you click browse connectors, you'll see all the just out of the box connectors that Claude offers. And these are like one click. You essentially click this plus icon here and you log into the platform, and then Claude is connected. It's so simple, I'm not going to show you. But Vercel is one of those options. So that would be the first one I recommend. Set up your free Vercel account and then add Vercel to Claude, and all of a sudden Claude is now connected to Vercel and can read logs. The next one would be GitHub, and GitHub's slightly more complex, but essentially what you'll need is you'll need to set up a free GitHub account, and then you'll need to generate an API key or an API token. And it's very simple to do, but instead of showing you in the video, I'll just create a comprehensive instructions doc for you, and I'll leave it in the description below. And it will have both the desktop config for the MCP, which I'm going to show you how to add in a minute, and it will also have instructions on how to generate your API key in GitHub. So basically, all you have to do to add like an MCP desktop server is go to this developer tab here, and then click edit config, and it's just going to take you to a folder. And you can click on Claude desktop config, and it's just going to, I'm not going to show you mine because it has all my API keys in it, but it's just going to take you to a text editor window. And all you'll do then is copy and paste these JSON blobs that I'm gonna leave in the comments here. But basically all it is just it's a config for the MCP server. It tells Claude Desktop how to access the MCP, and all you'll do is paste your own personal access token here. And then Supabase is going to be the same. I'm going to show you that one too. And that one that's literally all you have to do is just add these two JSON blobs, add your own access token where it says to, and then basically you'll paste those in, you'll click save, and you will restart Claude Desktop, and all of a sudden you will see all your connectors here. So up here are going to be like my out-of-the-box, just web-based connectors, and you can use those from Claude Web. But down here, you'll see the actual local connectors that I have, and you can only use those on Claude Desktop, unfortunately, right now. That'll probably change at some point. So that's really it. Once you restart Claude, Claude now will have access to these things. So you can actually just say, hey, do you have access to Vercel? Do you have access to GitHub? And Claude will just take a look and say, yep, I'm connected to those things. And you can just like test a few actions, make sure it's working. And then basically, once you are good to go, you can start a new Claude project and watch my video, and it'll show you how to set up the project. And then Claude can actually just create your first Git repo right there in GitHub and push it to Vercel. So the only thing I haven't been able to get Claude to do is actually to push to Vercel, like push a brand new deployment to Vercel. So I'll just show you how to do that real quick. Essentially in Vercel, the only step you're really going to need to do is go to your homepage, and this should probably be blank if you just set up your account. Click Add New, and then click Project. And basically, you'll just say import from Git repo, and whatever the project that Claude created for you in Git will be there. And you just click Import. I'll just show you an example here. Pretty much all of this will be filled out for you in terms of new project, but all you'll have to do is click environmental variables, and then you just have to ask Claude and say, what environmental variables should I add for this project? And it will show you all the things in Git that you need to add to your project. So there'll just be different variables that are referenced in the code that will help your software be able to access Supabase, for example, and other external applications. So that's really it. Once you do that, you can click deploy. Your first build will happen. Occasionally it fails, and that's where the feedback loop starts kicking in. You can just say, Claude, check the logs. That deployment failed. It'll check the logs. It'll push a new deployment. And you literally just keep going back and forth like that as your software slowly starts to take shape. So I know there are programs that kind of do this all in one, like Cursor and others, but this is something that you can actually set up for yourself and own each piece of the application. I prefer that kind of modular setup because usually when vendors offer you like an out-of-the-box solution, of course they want a cut as well. So you have to usually pay a premium for tokens to run those systems. Whereas if you set this up here, then you're literally just paying your own subscription costs directly and saving yourself some margin. So hope that was helpful. I'm going to do future videos showing you actually how I build in these setups and showing you some live builds of software. But I just wanted to give you the kind of bare bones setup videos, like how this all fits together. And once you get it going, it's very powerful. So I highly recommend you giving it a try. Hope this was helpful. See you next time.